So this has magic twist?
This has magic twist and a much better setting. So it's a gentler setting.
Okay.
And therefore it feels more controllable.
Okay.
And if you remember, when we spoke about magic twist, we had two issues with it. One is it wasn't very consistent. And I think there are still consistency issues with the magic twist system. And consistent meaning, if I do this, will it do the same thing every single time, which I expect my brakes to do. But they hadn't achieved it yet. They'd gotten close, but they hadn't achieved it yet. This time, I came into the hotel to return the scooter with 1 kilometer and 1% of charge left on my scooter. And I had done this once before when I stopped for coffee. So you come down the same slope that I spoke about in the beginning. You come down the slope and then about maybe 150 meters down is the hotel entry. The first time I was using magic twist successfully to enter the hotel without touching my brakes. And it worked. It worked predictably. I was very happy with it. That was with 30% charge left. But when I came down the slope with 1% charge left and I did this, I basically went past the hotel entrance. And I had to intervene with the brakes at the last minute and turn, so there is some inconsistency left. So I asked Ather that is there a relationship between magic twist working and the state of the battery's charge, because it's the only variable in this. But I know empirically 30% I successfully used magic twist to enter this hotel, 1% I successfully failed. And I had to use the brakes to enter the hotel, so I don't know what's going on.
Which doesn't make sense again.
But I took the scooter at 81% charge. It ran predictably. And there's not a lot of brake force in there. So it actually feels like you can modulate it calmly. And it feels really usable. So there were lots of stretches where I was actively not touching the brakes because I knew what magic twist would be able to do. Which is to me an improvement over what we saw on the Apex. So whatever they've done, they haven't given us the details. Magic twist has definitely taken a step forward. Okay, the other systems are still there. So the auto hold system is still there, and their fail-safe system where if you drop the scooter, then it cuts the motor out. So if you lift it by the throttle, it won't accelerate away from you by mistake. Flashing of the lights when you brake hard, all of those systems are still there. Now the fun part after this is that you have WhatsApp in the scooter.
Oh, this doesn't sound Ather at all to me, man.
Yeah, so I was a little bit taken aback by it too. But what they've done is basically there's a small indicator on the dash which will show you have incoming WhatsApp messages. One feature. Second, when you stop, it will show you your last 5 recent messages. And you can't really interact with it as far as I can tell. It can just show you that, oh, mom sent a message saying, where are you? And then mom got upset and sent it 4 more times. That's all. And you can, I think, press upwards 3 times on the joystick. And that's a shortcut to send a live location to a preset contact. So for whatever reason you're feeling unsafe or you're trying to report your location, you click. Must remember, you have to set up the preset contact first. So it's not like you can select who to send it to. That's not possible. So if I've selected him as my contact, whenever I share live location, it'll go to him. 1. And 2, they couldn't tell us how long the live location would be shared for. So on WhatsApp, if you remember, it says 8 hours, 1 hour, 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what the default setting is, but whatever it is the default setting. It's not like you can select a different setting. So if the scooter shares for 15 minutes, that's what it does. Okay. So in that sense, they've kept the functionality minimal, which I like, but do I need the distraction of WhatsApp on my scooter's dash? Honestly, I'm not convinced. When TVS did the TVS X, they also had this widgetized system where you could see cricket scores and all of this kind of drama. I don't know that I want to see all of this on my scooter screen. Honestly, I have enough distractions in my life without my vehicle screen also trying to distract me the whole time.
And for me, this is it's a scooter. So in that sense, you're living in the urban environment, predominantly in traffic. And so all these things will be more frequent distractions in a more cluttered environment, right? Which is suboptimal for sure.
Yeah, it is more than suboptimal. I would always want the simplest thing possible.
Nothing else like this?
Thankfully, nothing else. No speakers, no drama, no going on. Ather did announce a new helmet called the Halo.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think manufacturers trying to make helmets is an absolutely terrible idea.
Why so?
Because it's not their expertise. Don't do
but
stuff.
But are they actually making the helmet or are they partnered with someone?
Well, they're going to partner with somebody for manufacturing, but the design will come from them. Because Ather being Ather will say aptly things. You know, like helmets are so inconvenient, so we decided to improve the convenience. So we found this great fabric that you can put on the interior cheek pad. Okay, and then we decided that you feel so disconnected from the world, we can build a system that gives you enough traffic awareness but is able to give you music and phone calls and stuff on top of that.
Okay, so it has a intercom built in.
So it has an intercom built in. Then they said, but intercoms are inconvenient to use, so we integrated the intercom. So you've got a plastic band on the top of the helmet at the back. which has all of the hardware in it, and then they built in a very clever wireless charger, which is part of a system. There is either a 15 or a 18 watt charger in the boot.
Okay.
And you can have a wireless charging attachment which connects to the helmet and charges this device. So convenient, yes, I get it. But when you put this helmet on, across the back of your head is a plastic piece which is full of metal hardware pieces. I would never wear a helmet that does that. Okay, when Arai makes these shells, and I'm using Arai as a reference because to me they make the best helmets on earth, they are very cautious about how to make the shell, what shape the shell is, and what goes inside that shell. And they don't do sun visors because they think it's too much hardware entering the shell at this point, and that causes other compromises, right? I don't know that I want stuff, honestly, why should I mince my words? I don't want shit added to my helmet in the first place. And then this helmet is 15,000 rupees, for which you can get a ECE rated helmet with an ISI certification in India. Why the hell would I spend on this helmet?
But when they build helmets like this, won't it have to pass?
Yeah, they'll pass ISI, and they know so little about helmets that they think saying DOT certified is a good thing. DOT is an inferior standard to the Indian standard in the first place, and it's an honor system, which means what, Ather, if I were to build a random helmet, even I could stand up and say I'm DOT certified. Not until DOT shows up to do a random sample check and disproves me, am I not allowed to say I'm not DOT compliant. You remember those Nazi style helmets, the half helmets with leave half your hair?
Yeah.
No, so they're all DOT certified.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If you take your baseball cap and leave it in the microwave long enough, that will also be DOT certified. What the hell is this nonsense? So to me, this helmet thing, Ather, I'm telling you, I told you this in person, I'm telling you this again, this is a terrible, absolutely terrible idea. It takes one person in a serious accident wearing one of your helmets for all of this to just become bad PR for you. This is a terrible thing, you shouldn't do it. And of course, they have a half-face version of this called the Halo bit.
No, that's
and then the helmets sync to each other and all of this drama. If you guys were thinking about buying the Ather Halo helmet, please don't do it. There are far better helmets that you can get for the money, and the Bluetooth is not the reason to get one. The convenient charging is not the reason to get one. Helmets are there to prevent you from having a serious head injury. That's all it's supposed to do. The rest of it is all bonus. And in this case, it doesn't look like a good bonus.
But did you try it on?
No, I will never try it.
Why? Without that, how will you know whether it's working or not?
I am not going to be part of a helmet experiment, Karthik. It's not going to happen.
That sounds not fair, to be honest.
I will not be part of the head experimentation process. If it is ECE certified, I would have still tried it because I know it's third-party tested to the highest possible standard today. So if Ather were to say that is ECE 2206, I would be a lot more interested in trying that helmet. If they are saying it's DOT, they don't know anything about the standards.
Okay.
If they're saying it's ISI, it passes one of the weakest standards on earth. I have no interest in this.
So you're saying you're willing to try it if it's ECE certified?
Absolutely.
Okay.
At least meet my Arai standard, right?
That's all.
Yeah.
I thought you're discounting it just because of the feature set.
It's not a feature set issue. First, I will not ride with this helmet because there's stuff on the outside of my shell which I refuse for it to be there. One. Second, it's not even certified.
No, that's a fair concern. I'm saying if the certification proves that is, let's say, like, what was the last, the showy ones, the one with that very aggressive shape.
They break.
Yeah, exactly. They snap off. They're designed to snap off, right?
Ather never said that we designed it to snap off. That's the first thing they would have said. That yes, we added all of this hardware. The first thing happens in a crash is it separates completely from helmet and leaves you alone. Then it's a whole different conversation.
Correct. That's what I was trying to understand.
The big flag is DOT. When somebody says my helmet is brand new and it is DOT compliant, they're basically saying we don't know anything about the standards. People who don't know how safety standards work should not be touching safety equipment.
Okay, fair enough.
Right? You've just watched a 3 to 5 minute clip on the MotorInc Clips channel, which means either you are an exceptionally talented millennial or Gen Z, or you're a much older person. In either case, would you like a challenge? Our main channel has videos that are at least 5 to 8 times longer, and they make 5 to 8 times more sense, I promise. Would you like to check it out? Come to the MotorInc channel.